Hello friends, once again this is Shah for you, and right now I am here with one of the great personality, and his name is Akram Shah, but right now he is going to give introduction, a brief introduction about him.
Yeah, myself Akram Shah, as you say. And the basic and the turning point of my life happened in 2010 when I moved to Delhi for higher education. And in Delhi, I met a lot of intellectual fashion people. From them, I got extremely inspired and motivated to do something for education. And at last, I meet Shah last year, and I joined his organization, that is 21st Century Education of Bihar. And from then, I work really good for his organization, for inspiring students to do extremely extraordinary work in education, in the field of education and in the field of learning fashion. The word I emphasize most is learning fashion. The learning fashion students should be not change but transform. That's my nutshell introduction.
Exactly. And simple introduction I would like to give you about him, because last year, maybe that was July or August. I am not confirmed. I was not confirmed about that. Maybe July.
Yeah, that was July.
That was July.
Yeah.
So okay. And right now he is just doing continuous work with our organization, and now he is going to share his experience of 10 months at least.
Yeah, that is very crucial experience. No, when I go to the village and meeting the people, meeting the students, meeting the higher, meeting the teachers, delegations of the teachers, the pain area, the point I want to much emphasize, that the pain area of a student is their mental suffering. So I work on the psychological relief of a student. The psychological relief of students came when the relationship between the teachers and the students is not got hampered, it's got totally bonded, extraordinarily bonded, for emphasizing them to the learning and learning with their own ability.
Actually, I want to know about what are the disadvantages in education system nowadays. What you feel about it?
Yeah, there is very extraordinary line of making in education system that you are pointed towards is the disadvantage of education. I not call it education or education system, because I continuously emphasize that education system is not in our hand. Education system is in the hand of NCERT or CBSE. That people are there who set the syllabus, who make the books, who write the books, who discuss the pedagogy, who set the pedagogy, who set the curriculums of the students. That education system is not in our hand. What is in our hand is our school system, and that was the most crucial, or you can say the most distinguishing fact of and the disadvantage. The disadvantage of a school system is students are in extremely fearful environment. Students are in a stress. Students not able to perform at their peak because their mind are in the cage of fear.
Okay, and the next question for you: what is the role of teachers nowadays? Because in the past, if we are asking about teachers, if you are telling about teachers, talking about teachers, so teachers are just like very formal and like that all. But what is the role of teachers nowadays?
Again, a very crucial question. The role of teachers in nowadays, and as far as the 21st century is. We discussed later that the 21st century students are very mentally extraordinarily working, right? So the teacher should be very engaged with the student, and teacher, one point I emphasize most is the teacher-student relationship. You know, the definition of teacher nowadays is teacher is the keen observer of behavior of a student. If teacher is not going to observe the behavior of a student, that student are not performing well in his academic or school system or school career. Right, the teacher should be the observer of the behavior of a student.
Okay, there is a question for you. Who is the responsible for upliftment of child?
Yeah.
Teacher, parents, or friends, and why?
In my view, the teacher. When the teacher gives the 4 depressing facts, I already mentioned in my previous video that the 4 most depressing fact of education system or school system is: first, the teacher gives a dirty look to a student. The teacher never smiles with a student. they performing the stick with the student, they insulting the student. Now how can they perform at their peak? How can their academic career going to be on their peak? How can you think that they want to be the IIT or IIM? So teachers, you give me the three options now: teachers, students, and parents. The teacher is the most crucial elements of student life, and student mindset should be going to be framed with the teachers and teacher behaviors towards students.
Actually, here we are discussing about skills-based education. But nowadays, when we go to parents, so they are not understanding what is skills. They only focus on number, marks, and the
Academic performance.
Academic performance.
Yeah.
So, what do you want to say about that to your parents? And mostly we are finding in Bihar only. Bihar and Jharkhand.
Yeah.
Right?
In short, you say that what is suggestion for the parents to concerning with their child, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Parents, teacher should be working on the psychological dimension of a child. The word I'm going to emphasize more the extreme two interesting dichotomy in the education system is that the two dichotomy is that they not emphasize on the psychological dimension of students. First and second is they are only emphasizing on the physical dimension. That is the physical dimension means what I trying to articulate is the physical dimension means, as you said, academic performance of the student. The academic performance of the student hamper due to their mind. We should be aware of our teachers. We should train our teachers. You know, there is flood of TTIs, teacher training institute in India. There is flood of teacher training institute in India, but they are not emphasizing on the brain science. They are not emphasizing on the mind science. So teachers should be trained accordingly, and the more teacher and parents, as your question put to me, the teachers and the parents should emphasize and should articulate the personality of the student according to their function of mind, the dimension of mind, you know. And third, I explain this later. Now, I'm not going to big explanation of it. The spiritual dimension, which is very important in any personality grooming.
Okay, that's good. And I want to know, actually you have mentioned you are from Gaya and you visited Delhi also before 10 years.
Yeah.
So what are the difference you have seen, you have experienced in your life? What is the difference, I want to say, what is the role of environment in children's or in the education?
Yeah, I understand. In one word I can say, what the difference?
Definitely.
The difference is the state of mind.
State of mind.
The state of mind. The state of mind.
So what is a state of mind? Because many of the viewers are, like that. So you can just elaborate.
I elaborate. The state of mind means, as I priorly mentioned, psychological dimension of personality. A state of mind means you are hero in your mind. You are going to do something. You are going to do a task. Prior to doing a task, you already win or you already lost. You are already win in your mind or you are already lost in your mind. That I try to articulate as a state of mind. The state of mind of a student studying in the Delhi Public School Vasant Kunj is quite higher than the student studying here in Crane, because their state of mind in one word is fearlessness. Their action is absolute fearless. But the action of a student here in Gaya or in Bihar, they are totally conservative to their academic structure of learning. They are not conservative or they are not restricted to the academic structure of learning. They are totally, explore to the higher dimension of learning.
Definitely that one is good. And as you have mentioned just before now, spirituality. So what is the role of spirituality in
education,
students?
learning? There is fearlessness, what I emphasize, what I personally feel and what I personally experience and what I personally absorb, that fearlessness is one of the most depressing fact of education. Fearlessness. And students are totally fearful. Students are totally fearful due to the various reasons that put forward to them. Students are fearful. If you put the spiritual ingredients in your pedagogy, if you awaken the innermost soul of a student, they got is transformed. And the moment they got transformation, the moment they got enlightened, in spirituality we call it enlightened, the moment the student got enlightened, they are in the state of absolute fearlessness. And once you got a student or our student or fearless, and then they perform at their peak extraordinarily.
Okay, thank you so much for giving me time here, and
Your pleasure, and my pleasure too.
oh my god. Okay, that's it from here, because it's too enough for you all. We will meet in next video. So till then, take care. Bye bye. See you soon, guys.